Okay, I'm trying to get to this 1,000 subscribers. Now, if I'm right, then you have to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and pass this information on to your friends. Now, I'm gonna go with the last sentence in the thumbnail first, and I'm gonna give you a personal experience. And this is always it's going to be the same. This is the key. Okay, first thing, if you want a man, this is how you get a man. And this is the mistake that most women make. They go and get pregnant thinking this is going to make him marry you. No. This is going to get on his nerves because you're putting the cart in front of the horse. This is how you do it. If you truly want a man, cook and clean. When he comes over to your house, make sure it's clean. And if you can cook, you now you have the prerequisites that a man looks for in a wife. You have the prerequisites that a man looks for in a wife. Even if you get on his nerves, he's still gonna figure out like this. I can always get a room in the basement, get my get my man cave. When she getting on my nerves, I can go in there and chill. Better yet, listen to the man and let him do his thing. Don't interrupt thinking you know everything. Okay, so step one, don't get pregnant and have the baby until you get married. If you date a man and you love this man and you see some potential in him, or you think he will have potential, cook and clean. It's cheaper for you to cook and clean than to go out and get stuck with a baby, especially if he don't want to be there. And sometimes child support ain't enough. So don't put yourself in a situation where if he doesn't do XYZ, you're going to get upset, violent, do something goofy. Okay, that's step one. Now, I said, if you making 200, it's better to be married to it's better for a woman to be married to a man making $100,000 a year than to be single and making $200,000 a year. Why? Because you don't want a man that you're making more money than anyway. So why put yourself in a position to do that when you don't have to? Understand this. At the end of your lifetime, it's not about being happy every day. It's about being satisfied. Satisfaction over happiness. Happiness, like sadness, you can be happy 1 hour and sad the next, but you can be satisfied for a lifetime. Take satisfaction over immediate gratification that can become sadness later on, and that's often the time when you have people who live above their means, and the next thing you know, you happy you got it. Then when them bills start coming in, you sad you did it. Okay, now take the $100,000 a year. You can get you a little BS job. You ain't got to be working hard, and you ain't got to worry about this. All you got to get you a little BS job that will allow you to pay a car note, put some money, pay the car note, and the utilities, and then let him pay the house note, insurance, and stuff like that, because that's what he wants to do. He wants to take care of you. He wants to take care of you. Let him take care of you and shut up. Because after 40 or 50 years, you will be satisfied. Take satisfaction over happiness, because happiness can turn to sadness. You got to live for the long run. Think long. Think about where you're going to be when you get 60, 70, 80 years old. You can have 3 or 4 kids and have them taking care of you and him. He'll still be taking care of you, and you'll have you and him, and you won't be all tired and worn out and worried about this and that. Now, let me tell you, now let's go on. Let's go back to this $100,000 a year. Okay, you get you a little BS job. As long as his job pays cost of living and he can get some overtime here and there, you got it made. Save up a little bit of dough. Okay, find you a house. It ain't got to be the best house in the world. Get you a little, you can get you a 1-bedroom, two bedroom house. You stay in it for about 5 or 6 years. Then guess what? You can sell it, take the equity, because the house is going up in value anyway, sell it and buy you the house that you want, then start having babies. You ain't gotta work. You ain't gotta work. Or you can have a couple kids and both of you stay in that little house until it's time for your kids to start school. Because one thing, you don't want to be dropping them off at no daycare. You want to be dropping them off at school. Then once you dropping your kids off at school, then you can get you another little part-time job for about another, I don't know, maybe 10 years. And as he gets those pay raises, the house note fixed rate will remain the same. I mean, property taxes and stuff like, and insurance may go up, but they're not going to go up that much to affect anything. So that's how you do it. Now, plus he's got the experience in house repairs and things like this. So now you got now he's carrying a heavy load. You got your kids to take care of. You cook, you clean. You ain't got to be at work. You ain't got to be at no job at 9 to 5 or working overtime or working a part-time job. You satisfied. You're not going to be happy every day. You're not going to be sad every day, but you're going to be satisfied. And on the days that you feel sad, look at what you got. On the days that you feel sad, look at what you got. Look at what you have accomplished. You got a family. And you have a man that is going to protect you. This don't mean that you run out, that you go running in the streets, getting in all kinds of BS, and then call him, and then next thing you know, he's shot. This don't mean that you run your mouth, get on his nerves, get in arguments with him, call your brother over, and then your brother comes over in his house, and then bang, bang, somebody else is hurt again. Look, cook and clean and enjoy your life. That is submission. Cook for him so that he has a full stomach. Keep his house clean so he can sleep in a nice bed. And then in the morning, wake him up and tell him to go to work. And then fix him breakfast and go back to sleep if that's what you want to do. Satisfaction, baby, satisfaction. Now let me go back to the house thing. Even when you get a house, both of you, the first house you get, both of you claim single zero. So you can get back that $4,000 or $5,000 income tax check. So if you accumulate any bills during the year, you can pay them off with debt. You see what I'm saying? You can pay them off with debt. I'm not saying go out and try to accumulate them, but you will have that goose egg come. That way, what you bring in during the week and stuff, you can just put a couple grand away, and then just spend, and then just spend and live, spend and live, spend and live. And you ain't got to worry about saving so much because you're going to get that goose egg at the end of the year. I know I did it. But my wife, she couldn't get with the program. Listening to her friends, wanting to run the streets, want to argue. Then all of a sudden, I want a divorce. Then about a couple weeks later, change her mind. But after she changed her mind, I thought about it. I said, this is a good idea. And then anyway, 2 kids, 3 years later, I go to court and get custody of my kids because their grades was going down in school. And even when I got and then when I got the divorce, gave her the house, everything. Got an apartment and slept on the floor. Slowly but surely, bought a bed. Then I bought a TV set. The box was the TV stand. Bought a couch I could sit on so I could sit down, look at TV that was sitting on the box. Eventually, I bought a stereo, and the stereos were sitting on the box. Got a whatever you call them things, put the TV and everything on, goddamn, then got the tables and everything, and slowly but surely, back on top. No sooner I get on top, boom, get me a new ride. The next thing I know, I'm getting custody of my kids. So boom, it's like I'm starting all over again. Get the kids, 10 years later, boom, buy a house. But the key is to don't get pregnant. Don't get pregnant. Instead of getting pregnant and going through all that, cook and clean. Cooking and cleaning is easier than taking a chance, than gambling on having a baby, not knowing if he's going to be the right man for you. Because if you cook and clean, you're going to get the good man. If you cook and clean, you will get the good man. Because and if you got a little BS job, if you cook and clean and you got a BS job making less money than he does, you set. Because when he asks you to marry him, when a man asks you to marry him, he's looking for a wife. He's planning on buying a house. He's planning on doing everything right. Now, I'm going to tell you one other thing. A big mistake that women make. Keep your girlfriends out your business. Don't let them come between you and your husband or partner and best friend, because you're in this struggle together, and the only thing that your best friend is going to want to do is break in if she don't have what you have. And other women that will see what you have will want what you have, and they will talk to your man. They will give him signals, hit on him, and then they want you to find out so that you get rid of him and they can take him. But the key is don't ever give up what you got. Because when he married you, his life is dedicated to provide and protecting you. You don't give that up to some 304, because if he do hit it a couple times, guess what? It's not like he was gonna marry her. Wasn't gonna marry her. Don't give up your woman. Don't give up your man to another woman, because all she's trying to do is set you up. And I can tell you that for a fact. Because when I was married, my wife was going upstairs getting dressed to go out with her girlfriend, and the girlfriend's downstairs hitting on me in the kitchen. And after we divorced, I could have had relationships with a couple of her girlfriends. Don't give up your man. Your man is your prize. And if you are submissive to him, you are his life. You may be his, he may be, you may look at him as your prize, look at him as the prize, but he's looking at you as his life, the key to his life, his everything, the woman that he is really willing to risk his life for. Understand that. So cook and clean and show him that you can fulfill his plan. That's all you have to bring to the table is a part-time job and cooking and cleaning. And guess what? You get to retire first. You get to retire first. You want to work? If you want to work, excuse me, I'm sorry for getting into your, if you want to work, I'm sorry. Excuse me for getting in your business. I promise to never, ever do it again. Besides, I have a passport. I'm waiting to get global entry on it. Then I'm going to try and find a woman that will cook and clean and let me protect and provide for her. That's all. And tell you the truth, I am instinctively hotwired to do that. And the simple fact of the matter is, if anybody's a fool in this situation, it's me spending all this money to go get somebody to take care of. But that's the way I'm hotwired. Talk to you later. Have a great day. And if I'm right, like and subscribe and get me up to this 1,000 subscribers. I know I'm smart enough to have them. Easy.